Mm.
Make him say,
Tough Sunday for your boy. Recovery Sunday. Losing money on the NFL has been my theme of the 2021 season so far. I don't think the Chiefs are going to cover. I don't think the Chiefs are going to win. I can give them 2 easy halftime adjustments. You want to know what those are?
Don't let the Bills have the ball because of your huge liability at safety.
I was going to go with play defense and stop dropping the football. Those seem like the 2 easy adjustments here for Kansas City. I don't know, man. We'll let people kind of work their way in, and you can give me your thoughts on this game. But pretty underwhelming performance so far by a Chiefs team that came in, 2-2, a little down in the standings, looking up at the amazing Superchargers. This is a weird performance by them, honestly.
Bench Sorensen? Yeah, I don't know. Whoever's behind Sorensen, could it be worse?
Sorensen can apparently only play defense by going helmet to helmet. I guess you can't do anything else.
Well, and let's not just shit on the Chiefs altogether. Like those balls that Josh Allen threw, those were good deep balls. Both of those looks good. So
he did identify a wide open receiver and make a precision pass. So I completely agree.
Yeah. A couple of the drops weren't good. Oh my God, they onsided? What was that? My stream's a little bit behind here. Yeah, it's been a while since they've covered a game. The fact that I talked to Matoy about this on Friday, the fact that the action was, I did just see that kickoff. The action was kind of 50-50-ish. Ticket count and money was kind of, I guess, worrisome from how the line had moved. I was talked out of the Bills by basically everybody I respect. And I ended up still going back to it with the safer, maybe not the safer, but the respectful play of like, I'm scared to take the Bills
team total
up.
over.
So Bills team total over 27.
Think you're going to make it?
Which if I don't make that, that's going to feel really, really horrid. Buffalo starts with the ball. I don't know if how aggressive they get on that, but if I were Buffalo and I had the ball and I had a 2-score lead here, I would quickly be talking to my boys at halftime about, hey, this has happened a bunch and they've looked kind of bad tonight and their defense is beatable. But man, remember all those playoff games when they were down by 2 scores and then they win? Like, let's not let that happen. We can't have that shit happen. So I would try to be pretty aggressive on this first drive, I would think. The total's a juicy 29 to the under, 28.5 some places. It'll be interesting to see where this moves. It's now 28.5 juice to the over. I'm not sure where to take this because if you think this is an overplay, you're going to need quite a bit out of Kansas City for that. Otherwise, you're just not going to get the push from Buffalo. Although Buffalo had been known to, keep it on the throat. Obviously, they put up 40 on a team when they were leading by quite a bit. In fact, that was how much they led by at the end of the game since the other team did not score. Also, yeah, what does that say about it? I mean, that team actually moved the ball a little today on a bad Patriots defense. So 4.5 for the Chiefs, 28.5 for the total. Now it's kind of stuck right in that 20.5 juice to the over. Do you have any opinions on how the second half looks? Which way we're going to go from a game script standpoint?
I would expect the Bills to come out aggressive and score in the first drive. And then at that point, it either turns into the Super Bowl and it's a second half snoozer, and Kansas City never really ever threatens, and it's a one-way traffic, and this is a beatdown, or Kansas City, pulls the magic out of their asses again and scores points, and it goes over. Either way, I think Bills' second half is probably the look at 4.5, but it's again shooting for another Polish mill for me, so probably need to find another look.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I want you to treat this if you truly are, like we're doing this for viewers, listeners, people. Like, treat it like you don't have a bet already. If you did not have action in this game, would you be looking at that 4.5 as the right side? I kind of think the money line has a shot to get there too. This could
I
be,
do too.
you know,
I think this.
could
I
just
mean,
be.
yeah. I mean, the Chiefs.
I don't know if Kansas City starts scoring,
Yeah.
Buffalo's going to pick it back up, and it feels like they could just go shot for shot.
So many players on the
4.5.
Chiefs are having an off night that I don't know how you snap that funk at halftime. You know, I don't know what you tell those guys at halftime that snaps them out of the funk that they're all having kind of a crap night. And the weather is a real issue, in my opinion. I don't think that really affords them the opportunity to come back the way Chiefs comebacks have played out in the past. And honestly, the Bills defense feels like they're playing up a little bit. I mean, I was expecting a bunch of issues and injuries, and they're doing fine. They're covering well. There's not wide open guys running down the field for the Chiefs. The Chiefs have had some drops and some issues, and if I'm the Chiefs, I'm going to halftime, and literally the real adjustments that I'm making are we're going to play, you know, we'll give them the run. And we will put more guys back. We will stop this home run nonsense, and you know, we will hope that they, you know, we can stop them on fourth down, or we will, you know, create some turnovers potentially. And then on the flip side, just feed Travis Kelce. You still have that matchup advantage. I could expect him to press that in the second half. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm Bills 4.5, Bills money line for a little. I'm fine with that. I just don't. I can see Kansas City getting back into it, and maybe I'm just sitting here making a case for the over. And maybe
I don't know though.
If it were a flat 28, I'd think about it. But it's raining. I don't love that. Which rain isn't always the worst thing. Without wind, I don't think rain is too killing of offenses. But if Kansas City gets the offense going, Buffalo's just going to pick it right back up. Buffalo's worst drive was the one that started after the turnover. Like, it just kind of went backwards. They got a little pressure on Allen. And it is funny, too. If you drop enough coverage to help some of these, you know, help the safety, help the corners covering that deep route, and you do manage to put enough coverage back there where it's not there, then you've either dropped your strong safety or you got a linebacker out in coverage wide where Josh Allen, you've seen what's happened when he's had space. He's scampering just as much as Mahomes, if not more. So, I mean, it's kind of, they're killing you a couple different ways. If you bring people up to the box and leave somebody on an island with Diggs or even Sanders at one time, I mean, somebody called them busted coverages. Those weren't really busted coverages. Those were just one-on-ones that they had no chance of winning.
Right.
So, if that's the case, so what do you do to fix that? You get them help out there. If you get them help out there, you're going to get killed underneath, or Allen's going to scamper. Yeah. So I'm not sure we're going to have. You know, stopping the Bills in the second.
Let's play Bills team total over then. Okay. How about that for a compromise? The Bills recognize this is a touchdown, not field goals kind of game, in my opinion. And I actually don't even know that we've seen the best of the Bills offense. Like I felt like, maybe I'm projecting, but didn't it feel like they were kind of keeping some stuff for the second half of this game? I don't think we saw their best stuff in the first 15. Honestly, they got what they got, but they did it with vanilla in a lot of ways.
Well, we talked about that last week. It's like, hey, they put up 40, but they weren't really trying towards the end. They're like, were you just saving some stuff for the big game? So Bills team total over is 13, minus 110. So yeah, I'll get down on that.
It was Jackson Mahomes took the Bills. Wow. Interesting. I did not know this. Huh.
Oh, now it's getting hit. Thanks, guys.
Interesting. What'd you get? 13? 110?
Yeah, 13, but I paid 25 cents because it changed right when I'm at.
I think that's.
I blame
right.
somebody else.
Yeah, we can hack her. Honestly, the good plays, I feel like the Bills got them still. Don't you? Like, they could, like, honestly, if the Bills come out in the second half and they're like, let's get another 3 touchdowns, and they press the Stephon Diggs button, they're going to get them. And I don't know that there is really an adjustment that the Chiefs can make defensively on that. And yeah, I think this is probably a Bills runaway, ultimately.
I thought somebody was just fucking with us, but I trust Casey here. Look at those eyes. Like, you can trust. Those are kind eyes. You can trust him. And now multiple
is
people
the
are saying,
game delayed?
there must be some lightning now.
Fucking awful.
My God, it's already 10 o'clock on the East Coast when we started this.
This game is dragging. I'm just gonna grade it a loss and go to bed. Try to get some sleep. Drink some fluids. Regroup.
You know,
man.
you need Vita Coco.
Do you know?
I need to call these people. If you know the people at Vita Coco,
all right.
I would like.
I'm gonna go the hard opposite. Vita Coco, to me, you know how some people are like, I can't eat cilantro. It tastes like soap.
Yeah, and I love cilantro.
I love cilantro too. I do not love Vita Coco. It tastes the all coconut water, but Vita Coco in particular. It tastes like fluid smell, if you get my drift. And I can never get that out of my head, probably. That's the seed in the back of my head, and I will never drink coconut water because of that, probably.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Although, like, this is something I got made fun of in Vegas for. Like, when we were with the group of, just Reed and Dan and Matt and anyone else within Austin, the BetSperts group, and we'd do the thing. It's like, hey, what should we go eat? And somebody'd be like that. Oh, I love that. And finally, Reed's like, you've said that about every option we've talked about all weekend. It's like, and he's like, is there food you don't like? And I couldn't come up with anything. Every time I'd come up with something later on, it'd be like, you're just describing somebody mispreparing a dish. Like, you don't like your steak overcooked? Like, no shit, Andy. I'm like, God damn it. I couldn't come up with something I really, really don't. I'm very tolerant of all foods. Obviously. Look at these cheeks. So
gotta be something. What about kale?
If it's done right, like, yeah, I make a pretty good kale and squash sausage dish that I make in my cast iron pan. So
what about collard greens?
I do like collard greens.
Really?
I like kale. Kale or what's the okra? Oh, I love okra. Hominy is solid. Hominy tastes like what are those things, the Mexican food they make in the corn wrapping? Tamales. They taste like tamales. We did mention too, just back to the game because we got way off course there though. This is massive. Rocky Mountain Oyster, says Jack. That's a good call. I've never tried them. I'm not sure I'd like them.
I was in the Rocky Mountains last weekend, and the group that I was with desperately tried to get Rocky Mountain oysters on my plate, and I deftly avoided it. It was a close call. Yeah.
Fried okra too. That's solid. If you can get deep fried okra, that shit's amazing. But yeah, this is massive for the 1 seed, we'd said. But all of a sudden, are we looking at Kansas City's going to be like 2 and 3? Is this really the play for the 1 seed anymore? Or does Buffalo Chargers? Is that what we're talking? It ain't even overtime and we're on to food. So Buffalo versus Buffalo schedule.
Andy, you know what? There's a lot of games left.
I know. The problem, 3 losses already. If
the problem is Buffalo's schedule is super fucking easy. How bad are the Jets, Dolphins, and Patriots? Holy crap! They should be double-digit favorites against all 3 of those teams the next 5 games they play them.
Looking at the Bills' schedule, they get to play the Jets twice yet. They get to play the Dolphins yet.
Yes.
They get to play
Patriots twice.
The Patriots twice yet.
Yeah.
They play the Panthers at home. They play the Falcons at home. They go to play the Jaguars yet.
Jesus Christ.
Next week they play the Titans, who are a very good team, but have probably a worse defense than Kansas City. So it doesn't matter what they do. They should be able to put up 40 on them as well. So Bills to win, and this is something, in the preseason I did. Bills were minus 140 to win the division, which was, I put, what for me was
that was a big bet.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I put an uncomfortable amount on that, and now looking back on it, I am regretting not maxing it at multiple accounts. Like,
yes, that's correct. That's correct.
And all that, but
that's correct.
It was like minus 140.
No, a lot of what we talked about were coin flippy. This breaks right. That one was an absolute fucking smash, and we should have hit it harder. I completely agree with you.
Somebody asked, what do you think the odds will be on KC to make the playoffs after this game? If they hang that, it's going to be a big nut. Like, you're going to have to lay up minus 800, minus 1,000. There's so much season left.
Who are your 7 playoff teams as of today?
In the AFC, the Bills, the Titans should win their division. You should get a division winner from the between the the Chargers and Chiefs. I do believe the Chiefs will recover, but Chargers and Chiefs should make the playoffs. The Ravens and Browns will make the playoffs. How many at 5?
Hey, you know what? Go look at real quick while you got it. While you got schedules going, go look at the Chargers' schedule that they will have played after they play the Ravens next week. Holy shit!
Patriots, Eagles, Vikings.
The Chargers
Steelers,
have played
Broncos.
like every good offense in the NFL after they play, except for the Bills. They will have played every good offense in the NFL after they play the Ravens next week. And the fact that they are in control of this AFC West is it's wildly impressive. And the fact that they have a coach that we know is going to continue to make plus EV decisions in game is meaningful. I think that matters.
It was only minus 400 for the Eagles game. I don't know. I haven't looked at those. That seems low, just based on the fact that there's 12 more games, and at this point they'd be vying with the Bengals, Broncos, and Patriots for like a 7 seed at worst case. Obviously the Raiders would be ahead of them still, but the Raiders probably will be regressing. Bengals,
yeah, you know why you're not going to get any value?
Today,
you're never going to get any value because AFC East and AFC South are one playoff divisions. So the Chiefs would probably have to finish 4th in the AFC West to be out of the mix, realistically.
Yeah. I mean, I could see Titans, Bills get in. And then, obviously the Chargers, if they win the division, and let's just say the Ravens, if they get it, if they get this done, the Browns are going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
It would take a bunch of injury regression. So you're already at 5, and then you're getting a second team from the AFC West. So you're at 6. It's not going to be from the South. It's not going to likely be from the East. So Bengals, Broncos, Raiders, and maybe Steelers if they keep playing well, truthfully.
Look, the end of the Steelers schedule is an absolute disaster. It's a disaster. Yeah, no, not happening.
How many kickers get cut tomorrow? Couple.
Yeah. Somebody asked, is Staley the coach of the year?
Impresses analytics Twitter doesn't impress voters.
He may or may not win the award. He's going to have to win the AFC West to win the award, in my opinion. If he does not win the AFC West, he's going to have to win 12 games. It's going to be 12-5 to win the award, in my opinion. But what he's already done this season warrants him that consideration, in my opinion.
Again,
I know that
I want to say
have,
too, like
I know
we
that
like
you have,
him because
I know that you have
aggressiveness.
you pointed out correctly that at the end of the Chiefs game, the fact that he didn't just take it to 0 and kick the field goal, the fact that at the end of today's game, he didn't take it to 0 and kick the field goal, which would have preserved 100% win probability. Instead, he went and just got a touchdown and then put his defense back on the field. And that in both cases, it worked out. So results-based analysis is going to give him credit for that. I agree with all of those thoughts. However, when you play the Browns, when you play the Chiefs, if you are like, fuck it, give me a touchdown, I don't fault you, because ultimately his kicker is questionable. His kicker missed important kicks against the Cowboys that cost them that game. His kicker missed important kicks against the Browns that put them in a tough spot in that game. And similarly against Chiefs, I don't really exactly remember. I feel like that kicker's missed a lot of extra points this year. But regardless, it is, to me, Staley is the coach of the year to this point in the season in Penn. And I don't know that they'll vote that way because voters are stupid and they are, generally look at what happened later in the season and weight that more heavily. So we have a lot of games left to play. But
and also to be fair to him, at the end of this one, like the Browns defenders helping
they were
him in. Well, think about how many different teams in the league in that situation
play actual defense
would try to stop Eckler.
All
of the other ones.
A lot.
The other third. Well, you have 2 teams in there, so 30 other teams probably try to stop Eckler. There's maybe 1 or 2 other coaches who would think about, let him in so we actually get a chance to have the ball back. So, I mean, tough spot there. Chase. See, the thing about Chase, rookie of the year, like if it was today, yeah, he wins. But it's literally going to take a quarterback has 2 weeks where they throw and run for a combined 5 touchdowns and have like 250 yards each. That game, like all of a sudden they're the front runner. If Lance or Fields or Mac has like a 2 or 3 week stretch where they win 2 out of 3 games and have decent stat lines, all of a sudden they're the front runner again. It's so quarterback tilted. That's what makes it tough. People that took Chase at a good number are in a good position. I just wouldn't recommend chasing Chase at a lower number now because of the high variance of a quarterback pulling some shit like that.
I completely
and also
agree.
we're not making it through. Also, they're saying this is going to be like a 60-minute weather delay. We got like another 5 minutes. I got to go home and make fajitas.
Sounds good.
Calamari.
Calamari.
Yeah, they're saying they might not get this game going until 11 Eastern.
Good Lord. Yikes.
Check the bets in the morning.
Calamari is not going to win MVP. Cliff Kingsbury is not going to win Coach of the Year. If you buy into the Arizona Cardinals at all today, I apologize for you in advance. You will eventually regret that. As equally likely as they were to win this 5-game winning streak, they are likely to turn around and lose 5 in a row. So just be prepared for. Wow. We got some good Astros baseball. 6-6 already. Foos with the good update. Thank you.
Yeah, I believe Altuve got drove in. Parsons lock for defensive rookie of the year, I think, is what he's trying to say with RDOY. Nothing's a lock. We're 5 weeks in, but he is sure in a sweet spot. It doesn't hurt. He plays for a good team who is going to be on primetime a bunch still. And, I mean, if he stays healthy and nobody else flashes.
Wow.
8-6 Sox. There we go.
The Arizona Cardinals. If you want to bet, if you want to get involved in the Arizona Cardinals, by all means, go ahead. I will happily be on the other side of you in the market. Just know that this Arizona Cardinals have a very impressive 2 wins in the NFC West, beating the Rams in a game that was very the way the ball bounced, and beating the Niners in a game that they should have lost. I don't think that the coin continues to land heads for the Cardinals.
Who's your MVP vote if you had to vote one today?
That's a good question.
Honestly, again,
I'm voting today.
If you had to vote today,
Herbert. It's Herbert.
It might be Herbert just because I don't think Brady. Maybe a little bit of fatigue. Like Brady has some numbers though. Like if you go counting stats, Brady's up there.
Andy.
It's Herbert.
Counting stats.
I'm just nervous. I have a 28 to 1. I have a 25 to 1. I know
this is your vote.
It's Herbert.
It's absolutely Herbert right now.
And not only that, but
it's Herbert.
The narrative of taking a division away from the Chiefs would help him a lot if once we get towards the end of the year. So there'll be some fun narratives around some of these young quarterbacks. It'll be exciting.
If I'm voting today, it's Herbert. Kyler Murray,
I love him so much now.
Calamari has gotten wins against some pretty questionable squads on top of been in the right place at the right time for a team effort.
Yeah, I mean, they
in a couple
should have
games.
Lost to the Vikings, probably.
They should have lost to the Vikings. They were losing to the Jaguars. Those were
every Vikings games.
Yeah.
Every Vikings game has come down to some goofiness at the end. Like even with the Browns, like they had the ball. With the Cardinals, they missed the field goal. With the Lions, they made the field goal.
You know what's funny?
Jesus.
The Vikings, they handily defeated the Seahawks, right? In a game that kind of snapped the Seahawks entertaining finishes streak. Right?
Yeah.
And I feel like now the Vikings took that crown. Now the Vikings are your new Seahawks.
Vikings are kind of the Seahawks. They never play a normal game anymore. I don't want that. I don't want that in my town. Get that out of my town,
dude. Is it too questionable to call Chubb Hunt Chunt, or is that an okay nickname for those?
That is awful. You're dancing with some bad words there. Chunt doesn't sound. Chunder. I don't even like the word chunder from the song.
Chunt is pretty incredible, though.
What about a hub? That's not as fun.
No. Correct Chunt, I think, is in the running. If you're going to offensive player of the year goes to Correct Chunt. Yeah.
Yeah. If they could, it would be a situation like when they give, they don't give this to anyone. This is earned. This is just a stat. But like when a team has a combined no hitter.
Yes.
That you could give it to Chubb Hunt for offensive player of the year, the running back room for the Browns.
Browns running back. Yep.
Yeah, I don't like that. Cobb is better.
No, Chunt. Let's do Chunt.
Kareem Chubb. Let's Hunt.
Chunt.
You know what sucks is this game isn't going to start for another half hour. This is so dumb.
Yeah, I'm probably going to call it a night. I think our bet is a winner, and I think the Browns. I think the Chiefs are going to ultimately lose.
4 more points. 4 more points out of the Bills. Maybe I'll play some. I'll look for a live spot for Buffalo team total as well.
Ooh, Henry over Chunt. What would you go with? Would you rather have Derrick Henry or would you rather have Chunt?
I don't even know what award we're talking about anymore, but offensive player of the year.
In terms of building your you want redundancy, right? You go Chunt.
I want the 2. Yeah, I want the 2 for sure.
For sure.
I love Derrick Henry. He's a great player, but like the combination of Chubb and Hunt, I will not say the word, is a better overall room, I think. Although Derrick Henry is
Chunt. Yeah.
Derrick Henry just feels like he has to fall apart at some point. The usage is so high. The amount of the toll that it's been taking on his body, I don't understand. I don't understand like how he does this. He's not human. Like a couple of these guys, honestly, I guess AJ Brown did get hurt. AJ Brown looks scary. DK Metcalf's scary. Yeah, I don't know. Travis Henry says we're not doing that. He's unbreakable. Yeah. Travis Henry. That's a good
Travis
one.
Henry. Did I say
callback? You did though. That's something you did like last year. Remember?
I know. No. I've not just last year, but I've done it.
We did that a bunch.
I've done it a bunch. Yeah.
Bonus pod for college football halfway. Maybe we'll do something like that or bowl season.
That's a good idea.
I like bowl season.
I like the bonus pod season. I made a bunch of losing bets in boxing, but that's okay. I had a bunch of winning bets in hockey, hopefully. I
had Fury, unanimous decision. Fury unanimous decision. I had a little on that, so I would have liked to have seen the fight finish.
Yeah,
think he would have got that. And again, did you see that from Brian?
I do too. Yeah, that year. Yeah,
eardrum did burst.
I did. I can't believe Fury found the eject button twice on Wilder.
Question about the game, actually. Who does this delay hurt worse? Probably us, the fans, but probably the away team. Like you're sitting in the away locker room instead. I would rather be in, I don't know. That's tough to say.
The delay hurts the Chiefs more because this takes the fans out of the game. What do you think? Am I wrong?
Yeah, a little bit. There might be some people that, oh shit, we're down 11. It's raining. It's late. I got work tomorrow. I'm going to my car.
I've been drinking since 4. I'm going to call it a day.
I'm going to go. I got some leftover barbecue in the fridge. I'm going to go hit that.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, buy Bama to win. Let's do questions. Buy Bama to win the Natty now? I mean, there's not going to be a better time, probably.
Yes,
I guess.
I think yes. Man,
Georgia's good. Georgia's defense is terrifying. I was saying this to
Bama
Dan off the air.
Bama beats them head-to-head. Don't overthink it. Bama beats them head-to-head.
This is the scariest defense I've ever seen, and I will tell you a secret.
I'll tell you a secret. Whoa. The scariest defense in college football you've ever seen is this Georgia defense? Are you serious?
I think look at Dan's getting mad. You can see
him. You really think
he's got Georgia? He loves Georgia.
This is the scariest college football defense you've ever seen.
I think it is. I don't watch a lot of college.
Wow.
They're taking teams who are scoring and making them not score. That's the highest praise I can give a defense. They're playing a top 10 team. They're playing a top 10 team next week, and they're 3 touchdown favorites. It's Kentucky. Yeah, you can just play team total unders on their opponents every week, and it just cashes.
I don't even know if in the 2000s this is in my top 5 defenses. This Georgia.
The LSU 2019 overall team was very good, and that defense had a lot of NFL players on it. We're just talking about that. The U back in the day. But
the Warren Sapp U or the Ed Reed U. Both were fucking incredible.
That's back when you could actually hit people though too.
The Sean Taylor U, they were fucking incredible too. Let me think.
Here, and this is the thing. A&M's front four got a lot of pressure. Georgia's front four is a lot better. Like they're going to really, really, really put the heat on that kid again. It'll be a fun game. I think
they don't play until the SEC title game, right?
No, but that'll be if they were lining that right now, Georgia would be a small favorite.
I would expect Georgia to be a meaningful favorite in the market, but I think that's wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't really. I don't know. I don't really bet.
Honestly, I don't really bet college football.
I think
interesting point about the one defense here.
How many of these Georgia? How many of these Georgia? How many of these Georgia kids? How many of these Georgia kids are pros? Realistically,
does that matter? Is that really?
Fuck yes.
I don't think that's something you use.
Absolutely, it matters.
It does, but at the same time,
we're talking defense. We're talking talent.
What Dan said, and here's what Dan says: all of them. And also, I don't know, like the overall play of a squad, like it is still a team game. And Dan is right, all of them. I didn't think it was all 11. I just figured like 7, 8. So maybe I'm right. Hey, do a little tennis talk. Indian Wells is going on.
Any interesting results today? Because I was watching football. I didn't watch any tennis.
I paid zero attention to tennis today.
Can you pull up some scores and tell me what happened?
I will pull up, I believe Svitolina won.
I was very engaged yesterday on tennis, but I have not seen today's results at all. Like 0.0 of them. Ooh, Vika Petra. These.
All right, Indian Wells still going on now.
The washed bowl. My goodness.
Hatchinoff is playing Rusavuri today. A lot of chalk. Kevin Anderson got it done as a small dog. Barantini, Sinner, Monfils, Fanini were all chalk that got done. Nakashima lost to Fritz as a small favorite. Andy Murray got through. Christian Guerin.
Why was Nakashima favorite over Fritz? That one really escaped me.
You should have bet that.
No, I did. That one I didn't see the results, but I send my numbers, and I had Fritz at 56%. I could not believe he was the dog. Well, can you go through real quick again everything else that happened?
All right, I'll just keep going. Felix Auger-Aliassime lost to Ramos in straight sets as a 1.2 favorite.
That is a really, really bad loss.
Otherwise, the rest was chalk. Bashvili beat Eubanks. Demonauer beat Vucic. Brooksby lost to Zverev in 3, though. The overhit.
Well, Brooksby's nasty to put. He's a tough out.
And then
I'll give Zverev a pass. I think Zverev should still be the favorite to win this tournament.
Pablo Carrena Busta beat something called E. Gomez from Ecuador. I don't even know who this kid is. It's not Emilio.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's
ranked.
He grew up watching Victor Estrella, Victor VEB, the king of Quito. He went down to Quito and watched every match every year growing up, and decided he wanted to be a tennis player. And Gomez is now on the tour. If we're going back to the 90s, we can find a lot of teams that were better than Georgia. But
Since
really,
different era.
I'm just saying that like teens, like 2011 to 20 teens Alabama. There's like several squads. I'm taking.
It's number one on my
Georgia
list.
team.
You can't change my mind.
Wow.
Cincy to make the college playoffs, it just feels like they'll find a way to not let them in, doesn't it? That's how it always works. Iowa's ranked second right now. I'm going to set a line for, and anybody in the chat can answer this, and you need to answer it in a percentage because you're going to set the line via setting a percentage. There are 5 teams in the Big Ten ranked in the top 10 right now: Iowa, Ohio State, Michigan State, and
Penn State still.
What are the odds the Big Ten wins a playoff game, a semifinal, or
I have my price in my head.
Yeah.
What's your price? We'll let them guess. We'll let some
people guess.
While
we'll talk about Cincinnati while we talk, because like the Pac-12 maybe not completely dead. Oklahoma
the Bearcats were in a letdown spot against Temple Owls, and they throttled the Temple Owls. I don't know if you saw them.
We are getting some very low percentages, which is kind of
these 2028
zeros.
Yeah, the 2028-35. That's very bullish because that
minus 15.
That one team's going to
one of them's getting in.
They're going to play Georgia.
See, that's the thing. I do believe it's either the 3 or the 4. It's either the 3 playing probably.
These teams are all going to have a loss. Somebody's going to win the title.
Dan's trying to say something.
And they're going to slide them in the 4. And they're going to lose by 30 to Georgia.
I don't know if they slide into the 4. That's where the percentage comes in. If any of these teams played Georgia, their winning percentage chance very, very, very low. If any of them played Bama, probably very low as well. But if they get into a weird spot where maybe they're the 3 seed and one of the SEC teams stays home or something, I don't know. Like UGA might get Oklahoma.
You think UGA and Alabama are not getting in the playoff? You're dreaming. You're tripping. You're tripping.
Bama would have to lose another game.
Georgia could be undefeated, go to the SEC, beat Bama by margin, and I think Bama still gets into the playoff.
Two-loss Bama's out.
No.
Behind some other teams.
No. The rest of these teams, this is a 2-team race.
No, it's a 2-loss team is out.
Race. No. The Big Ten champion could have 2 losses.
But there'll be a champion.
12 is out of it. The Big 12 is
being a conference champion matters. Being a conference champion matters more than the 2 losses isn't as bad if you have that conference championship. Right. You would put a 2-loss Big Ten team ahead of a 2-loss Bama that loses by margin to Georgia, and then you probably get like an Oklahoma if they're in, and then whoever else.
It's tough, man.
And it sucks. The thing is, like, you're wrong. But you're not wrong. Like, that Bama team is still better than the Big Ten team.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, they might end up out, but they're still better than the Big Ten team.
I mean, the real question is going to come undefeated Cincy versus 2-loss Bama. That's ultimately what you're going to have to ask.
All right, let's wipe away all the what ifs.
Because Andy,
what's your percentage for a Big Ten team? Let's go back to the question.
Mine
was 15.
10 for me.
I was bullish.
50 for you. Okay. Yeah, we're 10, 15. It's in that ballpark. 12 is probably the answer. Let's assume Georgia gets in the championship.
They will.
Okay. Even though I disagree with that outcome, let's assume it. And let's assume we have a 2-loss Bama, and the second loss being Georgia. We'll set aside margin for now. That game is going to be close to pick 'em. Georgia might be a small favorite. Okay, so in the eyes of the market, those 2 teams are very close. Okay, we will give the Big Ten 1-loss champion the 2 seed. Okay. Big 12, Big 12, ACC, Pac-12. None of them have anything to send. Are we going a second Big Ten, a second SEC, or Cincinnati? Undefeated.
So there's a weird situation where it turns into like, let's say Iowa runs the table, loses to Ohio State, so you have 2 1-loss Big Ten teams. You may have an undefeated Cincinnati team, you may have an undefeated Oklahoma team, and then you got a 2-loss Bama team. And then, obviously Penn State, Michigan State have fallen off at this point. Likely you've got a 1-loss Oregon team with a Big 12 title. Probably it's there's no answer. It's a mess is what it is. Like, it's a
Oregon,
fucking mess.
The idea that Oregon runs the table in the Pac-12 and wins the championship that is a reach.
I know, but it's the Big 12.
You're going to have a 2-loss. You're going to have a 2-loss Pac-12 champion. You're going to have a 2-loss Big 12 champion. Neither of us is going to be impressive. You're going to have a 2 or 3-loss ACC champion.
All right. Cutting the feed. I told the wife I'd be home at a certain time. We just ruined all that.
Okay.
We should do some college football though. This is fun. Just
realistically, I think you have a very likely outcome where a 2-loss Bama gets in as the 3 seed to play the winner of the Big 10, and then Cincy gets in as the 4 to play Georgia.
They got to win out.
Could happen.
I still think they got to win out. There's too many other teams that'll have 0 or 1 losses. So let's cut it. Well, I don't even think the game is even close to starting. And you're probably right about Oregon losing twice more. Like the Oregon part was a reach. So all right, let's hit the music. It's time to play the music.